A very good afternoon to our listeners once again. It's an awesome pleasure to be back here on the show. I've been gone for a few weeks, but I'm excited to be back here again. It's exactly the 12th of September today, and the year is coming to an end, 9th month of the year. Our message for you today essentially is that never stop trying, never stop trying. No matter how hard things are in business, no matter how things are not going well, the only thing you can do to make a difference is never to stop trying. You cannot affect how things happen around you, but you can affect how you choose to react to those things. And on that note, we welcome you to today's edition of Masterclass, right here on your Superstation Joy 99.7. And also on this note, we welcome all our cherished listeners and our viewers. Our prayer on the show today, as has always been, is that God bless our homeland, Ghana, and make our nation great and strong. Make our nation great and strong. Masterclass is powered by Joy Business and brought to us by Vodafone. The future is exciting, ready, and Access Bank speed service and security. This program airs every Wednesday at 1:15 p.m. here on your Superstation and goes all the way through to 2 p.m. My name is Yabanafo. I'm your host for the show. We have back in the studio with us today our favorite social media consultant, Chris Wala Isikwe. Chris, you're welcome to the show.
Thank you, Yao, and you welcome back from wherever you've been.
From wherever I've been. I listened into the show, and I think in the time I was away, you talked about policy, you talked about strategy, and before I left, we were talking about Twitter also. Today, our aim is essentially to round up the discussion on social media, and then we'll begin to look at some other areas in terms of people who have actually used social media and have some hands-on experience from entrepreneurs. But today, we want to go straight into today's discussion. I know there'll be a lot of questions when we open the phone lines because this is the final edition of our discussion on social media. Hopefully, my producer will bring you back and then we can continue that discussion. But otherwise, just by way of recap, we've talked about some quotations, on social media. One of the ones I remember strongly that you talked about, this one was by Aaron Berry. Aaron Berry, who's also a social media expert. He says that don't say anything on social media that you wouldn't want pasted on a billboard with your face on it. Essentially, I remember you talked about Twitter and said that Twitter is a much more slippery slope than Facebook. We also talked about the various types of social media for those who didn't know anything about social media. We talked about WhatsApp, we talked about Instagram, we talked about Facebook, we talked about Twitter. I mean, there's YouTube, there's loads of them. We couldn't go through all of them. We also talked about how to set up a page and how to produce content, how to put your information there for people to consume, what form, of content you should put out there, and what to do and what not to do. Essentially, in today's discussion, I think we've belated the point about, I apologize, about the use of social media and the benefits and the traffic on social media. I mean, I know we were talking about 800 million users on Twitter. Has that number changed between when we started and now?
No, I mean, it certainly would have changed a lot by now because, as I was telling you, as of last year, more than 57,000 tweets go around the globe in every single second.
Wow.
So by now, I mean, it's growing by the minute, by the second. It's growing leaps and in bounds. So yes, the numbers are not static.
The numbers are not static. They're improving. And if you're not already there, it's a place to be.
I don't know where else you want to be in this time, in this age.
Interestingly, I was listening to the Joy FM Back to School promo, and, I think it was Nashoko. She was talking to a few of the people who came to advertise, and they're not on social media.
Where are they selling? Who are they selling to?
I have no idea.
That would be interesting. You see, I indicated here the last time that about 80% of our high schoolers in Ghana use smartphones, and of that number, 100% is on at least one social media platform. That is a potentially huge market going into the next year, 2 or 3. So how would you not be there?
Precisely my point.
Competition is there. Your target is there.
Someone sent me a picture on WhatsApp. A funny picture. So this is a normal evening in a Ghanaian home here in Accra. Father's on his phone, mother's on his phone, baby's watching cartoons on the phone. Everyone is on the phone.
And that has become the new
norm. No, but
think
about it. Where else would they be apart from a social media platform?
That is why I call them the Generation Y. They are digital citizens. They live 75% of their lives online. So if you're going to sell to those people, you must be there. I keep wondering, so people who are not on social media, where are they? Because you don't even find them in real life.
Yeah.
So where are they? They need to be there.
Time check in the studio, 21 minutes past the hour 1. We're here on your Superstation discussing social media, bringing that discussion to a close. If you're not on social media, we encourage you to, by all means, get someone who can help you to put your business in social media. Numbers to send your WhatsApp to. You can send us a message ahead of us opening the phone lines on 0244 340 437. That's 0244 340 437. Send us your thoughts, your final words on social media. This has been about 5 or 6 weeks in discussing social media. Your final thoughts, your advice, your admonition, things to do, things not to do. You've been burnt before. You've benefited before. Things that anything you have to say about social media, send us a message on 0244 340 437 so we can read your messages out here on the show. Now, Chris, rounding up the discussion today, what will we be focusing on? We've talked about strategy, we've talked about policy, we've talked about how to set up a page, we've talked about the different types of social media. What will we be focusing on today in rounding up that discussion on social media?
Okay, thank you once again, Anayao, and good afternoon to all who are listening to us and those who are watching us live on Facebook. So we have done all the things we are supposed to do. We've done policy, we've done strategy, we've done how to drive sales on Facebook, etc., etc. You've got everything sorted out. Then what? Social can fail. Things can go wrong. It doesn't even matter how well you are prepared. See, being on social media is pretty much like driving with a seat belt on. The fact that you have a seat belt on doesn't mean you can't be involved in an accident. What a seat belt does is to mitigate the effect of the accident when it does happen. So today we'll be wrapping up, we'll be drawing the curtain, and we'll be looking at what to do when social fails. What do you do? After all the policies you've put together, training your staff, getting them to know what they can do, what they cannot do, etc., etc. Yet something goes wrong. What do you do? So today we'll be looking at whether or not social media is actually a necessary evil. That we've already said it is. We'll be looking at some of the risks that are associated with social media. So last week when I was done from here, a company called me up. I drove by their office and one of them was asking me, so for our particular industry, and this is a clothing line industry, for our particular industry, what do you think are some of the risks we could get into, or some of the dangers we could get into? So we'll also be looking at what to do when social goes wrong, and we'll walk ourselves through a few steps when social does go wrong. So do we agree up until this point that social media is the place to be if we want to be sustainable in the business environment going forward? Yes, we have. It's a love or hate relationship we have. You are not there, you lose out. You are there, you gain, but you can run into trouble while you are there. So social media is the way to go. All businesses that are serious about making the bottom line in this digital age and are targeting people of the new millennium must be there. So from the Fortune 500 companies to the tabletop companies to the Kelewele seller to everybody who operates by any means or sort on social media, they can fail. Something can happen that you least expect and would put your image on the line. The only companies that are not going to be affected by social media fail are the ones that are not playing in that space. And this, we have said it too many times, that even if you are not there, your competition is there. Just this afternoon, we had a lot of things happening around one of the security trading companies in town. And people are flying things all over Facebook, on WhatsApp, and so on and so forth, assuming that company is not on Facebook. But people are berating them on Facebook. What should they be doing? Your clients are there, your competition is there, so you need to be there. We have said that too many times. So what are some of the risks associated with being online? So social media channels can open up your company to security breaches. That is one of the things, that the risks you should be looking out to. Something can get posted that you do not want others to see. You are just playing with your phone, and the next moment, something slips onto a page where you otherwise wouldn't have posted. So that is another risk. You probably created a social media presence for your business, yet no one is there participating in the social media talk. Or that you are trying with your business to be social, you want to be fun, you want to be cool with other people on social media, and then somebody gets to sidetrack the conversation, or probably even hijack the conversation and turns it against you. So if any of these things happen, where do you go? What do you start with? Common knowledge. Number one, you need to immediately acknowledge the blunder. If you caused it, acknowledge the blunder. This is because as soon as it happens, time becomes your only commodity to trade with. Time is of the essence. The clock starts ticking. Everybody starts looking at your timeline to see if you have anything to say in your defense or not. If you don't have any answers immediately, at least get a position statement, a holding statement, and post. Let the people know you acknowledge that this and that have happened in your company, and you are doing ABC to get it sorted. Because as soon as it happens, everybody who is online, the bloggers especially, will start writing all kinds of things about it, especially if it is bad news. Bad news sells. It sells really good. People who are offended will take advantage of it, and they'll begin to share. They'll begin to talk about it. And people who are on Twitter, we call them the savage. They will tweet and retweet and retweet. They will make all the fun of you. So your first point of call when things go wrong for your company, maybe one of your employees who probably is managing your company's page, there's something, maybe they are trying to put something on their own page and inadvertently put it on the company's page. Please quickly admit the blunder and then post a holding statement while you try to sort it out. That's the first point of call. What is the next thing to do? Oftentimes when it happens like that, people do knee-jerk reactions. They want to put a censorship on Facebook. They want to put a censorship on social media. That is not the way to go. Because one person in your organization messed up doesn't mean you should shut down everybody. You should stop everybody from using Facebook or any other social media for that matter. Never censor negative feedback. It makes you look more guilty and only further provokes passionate social media users who took time to comment. So things happen, and then people want to comment, people want to say things to you. Of course, they're outraged, so they'll begin to say all kinds of things to you. If you block them from doing so, you are making it even worse.
I was going to hold this question for later, but just very quickly, let me slip this in. When you say censor, I'm sure those who use social media a lot understand it. But for those who are interested but are not familiar with the terminologies on social media, what does it mean to censor in a situation? So if something goes wrong, you censor the page, you censor the platform. So what does it mean?
We are saying nobody can talk again. Nobody can speak to the issue again. So you are telling everybody in house, nobody should speak to the issue. You are blocking people, and even people who normally would comment on your page, you are resetting your page so that they cannot paste or post their comments on the issue at hand. If you block them from doing so on your timeline, where it will be easier for you to take hold of the narrative and direct how it should go, they will go do it on their timelines, tag other people, get a lot more following, and if you don't take time, they even start an activism against your brand. So your best bet is not to censor feedback. Be open to feedback. Let people speak to you. Let them vent. Be there. I read something on I think Vodafone or one of, I think it was a Vodafone page. Somebody was so angry and said something, and the response the person got from the managers of the Vodafone page, so I admired it. I mean, the response was so calm, so straight to the point, as if they didn't read the person's venom, or they didn't feel the venom in the person's comment. I mean, that is the way to go. So, do not censor. Third thing to do, apologize and do it for real. Too many times, people give half-hearted apologies.
Apologize and mean it.
Yeah. I mean, there's no point in saying, if we have hurt you by our actions, we apologize. Hello? What is if we have... You have hurt the people.
It sounds familiar.
You got it wrong.
A certain somebody somewhere in the world.
Yeah.
You remember recently? I think it was about 2 weeks ago.
Yes.
He said, if
please. If you mess up, say you are sorry, or the pitchforks won't go away. if you don't say it, people look. The social media world is funny. Even when you admit guilt, if you admit you got it wrong, people will still come at you. How much more you decide to make it look like people are forcing you to apologize? So please apologize and mean it. Do it well. When you apologize, mean it. No one can fault you for that. If you genuinely apologize, no one.
If you apologize, no one can fault you. I'll come back to you shortly. Time check in the studio, 31 minutes past the hour of 1. We'll be opening the phone line shortly. Today, if you're listening to us, we're live on your Superstation Joy 99.7, and we're discussing social media in its entirety. This is the final show on social media here on Masterclass. What I want us to do is to begin to send in our messages now so that we can start reading them. Anything you have to say on social media, we want to read it out today on the show because we are ending the discussion today. We've talked about this for the last 6 weeks. What has your experience been? Has it benefited you? Has it not benefited you? Are you on social media? Are you not on social media? Has your business grown? Did you get any positives from putting your business on social media? Have you experienced negativity by putting your business on social media? Are you afraid of social media? Do you even know what it is? Send your comments to us on 0244 340 437. We'd like to read your comments and share them and learn from them. Remember, Masterclass is set up for the purpose of helping Ghanaian businesses to grow, to set up your businesses and then to grow them. So your experience today could benefit someone else who's listening in. We don't all have to make the mistakes ourselves. Life is too short. So share your experience and let's all benefit from it. Send us a message to 0244 340 437. That's 0244 340 437. Chris.
Very much so. So we've been saying that when social goes wrong, first thing to do is to immediately acknowledge the blunder because time is of the essence. Number 2, do not censor negative feedback. Number 3, apologize and mean it. Do it for real. Nobody should fault you when you genuinely apologize. Number 4, be transparent about how you are fixing it. Do more than just say, I'm sorry. Walk your followers through the changes you are making to ensure it won't happen again. Explain how you are re-evaluating your social media guidelines and retraining your employees. If you leave people in the dark about what you are doing, they will come up with all kinds of theories and begin to fill the cap for you. If there's nothing for them to work with, they'll create their own stories. You know how it is when journalists say all attempts to reach party A proved futile, so they come up with their own version of the stories. So be there, let them understand this is what you are doing, and walk them along the process. Number 5, now you need to leverage your social capital. Oftentimes, we wait till we are in trouble before we start looking for people to help us out. At this point, you need to reach out to influential community members. You have created a community around your brand. There are people in that community online, the virtual community, who are your yay-sayers. And of course, there'll be the naysayers as well. So at this point, you need to leverage that relationship you have with them. What if you did not have the relationship before the day of trouble comes? Then that one will only say, wala oh wala. You'll be in a deep mess. So when social media fails, fall on your community members or brand advocates who would be the ones regularly interacting with your brand. Inbox them, get to them privately and say, come on, do ABC for me. Sometimes you read some people's comments on Facebook about issues happening and you can pretty much tell that they have some relationship with their brands concerned. That is a way to go. The more positive vibe you have about your brand online, chances are that the more people will want to be attracted towards your brand. Right. So reach out to them in a more personal way, especially if they are commenting on the issue at hand. Right.
Fall on your yes. We're going to continue that discussion. I want to open the phone lines now so that we can begin to also interact with our listeners. Numbers to call 0302 216 541. That's 0302 216 541. The phone lines are now open. If you want to send us a message, you can also do that on 0244 340 437. That's 0244 340 437. Pick up that phone. Let's hear your thoughts. We want to speak to you on the show today. We want to hear what you have to say. Give us that call on 0302 216 541. The phone lines are now open. I have a comment on social media. This one is from Kenny. Kenny, you didn't add where you're sending us. Okay. All right. This one says, is posting one second. Okay, Kenny. It says, is posting one's pictures on social media, well, does posting one's pictures on social media have any effect?
Well, it depends on what kinds of pictures you post on social media. I mean, I have said it many times. Social media is like the roadside. The things you would not normally do when you are walking along the N1, if you will not stand by the traffic light at La Paz and take off your shirt and hold a bottle of liquor in your hands and be pouring it on your head, why would you want to do that in private? Take a photo of it and put it online. I mean, for crying out loud, some of these things are simple common sense. You shouldn't be told. If they are good pictures, they depict you doing good things, why not? You see, the thing is this, you can say, oh, we are all here to have fun, we can let down our heads sometimes. I mean, pretty cool, it's okay. But we also live in a perception economy. People begin to know you by how you portray yourself. You see, let me give you a short story. Sometime in my graduate studies in Paris, I walked into a class one morning, and my classmates were looking at a photo online. Apparently, the story that accompanied the photo was that gays in Ghana were protesting against the government. I drew closer and I noticed that it was a photo I was in. Get this clear. I'm not gay. I wasn't. It was a photo we took when we were doing our whole week celebration. I'm a fellow Amekatangi.
Fellow.
Charge. Thank you very much. We took this photo when we did what we call Fellows Go Girly. We dress like girls and we do our thing. It was a whole week celebration thing. But you see, people do not come to ask us why we dress the way we dress. So whatever opinions they form, it's in their heads. It's the same thing that happens online. When people are seeing you repeatedly doing a kind of thing, they begin to form their minds about who you are. You will not have the opportunity to explain to them what you are doing and what that means. So you should just understand that this whole business of Facebook or social media for that matter is like walking along the road. Things you will not normally do while walking along the road, be careful not to do so online.
Right. I was going to share some thoughts on that, but I've got Luke on the line. Let's talk to Luke briefly and then we continue. Good afternoon, Luke. You're welcome to the show.
Good afternoon, sir.
Talk to us, Luke.
Please, my question to my brother Chris is, I'm not on social media.
Yes.
I have a big business. I've not launched the product yet to the world. It's a product which the world will use. But I wanted to know where I can get him. I want to build an app, everything. I want to get all the materials ready before I get on social media. So I don't know how to get his office. Right.
Look, I'm going to put his number out very briefly. Just keep listening and just take down his number and then you can reach him after the show. Thank you for calling. Okay. So, yes, look, the numbers to call, and this is for Chris. If you want to read Chris...
0243 996 772. 0243 996 772 to reach me so we can talk.
Yes, and I mean he's done this for a couple of our listeners in the last 6 weeks, so yes, you can speak with him. I mean, I was going to say to that gentleman, does posting one's picture on social media have an effect? Of course it has effect. There's cause and effect. The effect is that people will know that you posted your picture, depending on why you posted it and what you were doing. It will have even more effect or not.
They will ask you. Beautiful thing is that for somebody, their first point of contact with you will be by that photograph.
By that photograph.
And if it's a bad one, too bad. You will not have a second opportunity to make a first impression.
Precisely.
Unfortunately so.
And that's even more so on social media, you know, and for me that's been the concern. There's no second chance for a first impression, particularly on social media.
Exactly.
Right. So. This is from Prophet Maxwell. He says, I'm listening live at Santa Maria. Mr. Host, many people are using Facebook to steal from others. And from, it says the Ghanaian big pastors use pictures. It's not very clear.
Yeah, that is
to steal from people. Please, I want you to talk about it. I'm not sure if I get that.
I don't get it either.
He says, my name is Prophet Maxwell. I'm listening from Santa Maria. Many people are using Facebook to steal from people. Please talk about it.
that is weird.
But is that possible?
Is it talking about people cloning other people's accounts or people
downloading
other people's photos and using it to create
precisely personality identity theft?
Those things happen. If that is what he means, yes, those things happen. There's only so much you can do about it. If once people get access to your photo online, they can use it for anything at all. The photo I spoke about was a photo we took when we were doing our whole week, and somebody took it, put it online, and wrote a story about it. I mean, If I hadn't proved to my mates in class that day that I was one of the people in the photo, they would have taken it that it is true that gays in Ghana were protesting against their government. It wasn't true. This was sometime 2008, 2009. It certainly wasn't true. So once the photo is out there online, and that is what I'm going to talk about next in our steps to take when social goes wrong. Reach out. Okay, we mentioned that. Don't forget to learn from it. So once it happens, social media doesn't forget. The internet has the brain of an elephant. 1,000 years from today, if nothing happens and throws internet out of the window, everything we have done online today will remain online. It doesn't matter if you deleted it from your phone. If you crash your phone, do whatever. Delete. It doesn't go anywhere. Take note, it doesn't go anywhere. It hangs somewhere on a server somewhere, and it's just a matter of time before somebody picks it out. So if after some time someone asks questions about the issue that happened many years ago, you should always be there to respond, to answer, because people won't forget even if people forget, social media won't forget. Some way, somehow, it will come out.
Right. People will not forget. I've got Michael from Latta. Let's talk to Michael. Good afternoon, Michael. You're welcome to the show.
Okay, good afternoon, sir.
Yes, Michael, talk to me.
Okay, sir, I created a page on Facebook about Oye oil, Oye palm oil.
Right.
For some time, for almost 3 years now. Then my prayer was that I have a farm. I have a palm oil farm.
Right.
Yeah. So every year it has been yielding, but when it yields, I only send to the market. Then they buy a few, and the rest will rot. Well. So my prayer is I just want to know how would I go about it. And if you have a help for those who want to invest in palm oil, turn the product into palm oil product. That's what
right. Yeah. Thank you so much, Michael. Please keep listening. Michael wants to know. I mean, he posted he's into a palm oil business. He's got a little farm where he grows the palm. But he'd like some help as to how to make it profitable, essentially.
So if his request is about how he can leverage social media, yes, he can be helped. He can call the number we put out already, 0243-996-772, so we can talk about how he can be helped. I thought I was getting another interpretation to his question. Was he asking if there's any way he can be helped to convert the palm to palm oil? I don't know if that was what I heard. But if he needed help with social media, certainly he can.
Okay, Michael, what you don't know is that Chris is also into many things.
So oil.
Regarding the palm oil business, when you call him, he will be able to give you all that information. And again, your number is 0243-996-772. I've got another one on social media. This one is from Chris. It says, is it good to post your graduation pictures on Facebook? Before you answer that, numbers to call are 0302-216-541. Pick up that phone, give us a call. Most Ghanaians today are on social media. What has your experience been? Even if it's good or bad, whatever it is, share it with us. We want to hear it because your experience will be teaching or learning experience for someone else. So pick up that phone, give us a call, send us a message on 0244-340-437. That's 0244-340-437. Or pick up the phone, give us a call on 0302-216-541. We'd like to hear what your experience with social media has been. Chris is asking, is it good to post your graduation pictures on Facebook?
Chris, my namesake. I mean, why not? We see people post their graduation pictures on Facebook. Once the picture is not one you'll be ashamed of tomorrow, I mean, it doesn't change anything. Somebody says there's nobody as secret as a Ghanaian traveling abroad. It's because of all these weird things we say about how the witches of the family can come after you. So nobody wants people to know that they've graduated from the university or they are going abroad or whatever. Look, if it is a beautiful photo, why not? We all want to share the nice moments with you. So it's okay. There's nothing wrong with that.
Chris, the question I would have asked you is, why are you putting it there? You want the world to know you've graduated.
You want to get a few likes.
It's fine.
I mean, why not?
It's fine. I've got a Usua from Joe. Let's talk to Usua. Good afternoon, Usua. You're welcome to the show.
Good afternoon. So my question is, I have a product that I have posted on Facebook, and I mean, I have a big social media presence and following.
Right.
But then now that the product is doing well, I have people imitating the product, and this product is FDA certified.
Right.
So how then do you push these people out and also get the authorities to move fast on it? Because you seem to make complaints and they don't take any actions, and then your customers, because of your social media presence and your relationship with them, call your attention to it all the time, that you need to work on it and move these imitators out.
Right. I think that's a very brilliant question. Usua, please keep listening. We will attempt to answer your question. It's a genuine concern there, isn't it?
It is, but can you chase people out of Facebook, for instance? Because
no, her point is that she's done all the hard work. Someone else is sitting somewhere copying it. What does she do?
So one of the key things to do is to be there and take control of the narrative. I've said this many times. Is she able to tell where the conversation is happening around her product, where people are saying, oh, we saw this product elsewhere, is it the same product? If people are asking questions about her product, she should be there to answer the questions. It is there that she'll be able to inform her followers that, okay, yes, I know there are so people also trying to do something similar to mine, but these are the unique features of mine. Keep communicating the strong points of yours that people will always identify with.
You just made a very
yours.
Strong point there about identifying exactly which one is yours.
Yes.
I suppose her worry is not so much about whether she knows where the conversation is going on. People are actually calling her up to say, look, we've seen this thing, but it's an imitation of your product. So she's worried that I went to social media to get publicity for my product. But there on social media also, I'm having to deal with people copying my product. And FDA is not moving fast enough. So how do I then use social media again to try and deal with the situation?
So be there and control the conversation. Always keep pushing what is genuinely yours, so that when people are pushing the negative, your followers will know the difference. Obviously, people are going to be there and be doing their own things all the time. You are not going to be able to stop them from doing what they are doing. But you are able to say what your product stands for, the unique features of your product, and so on and so forth, and keep pushing it until yours becomes the number one up there that everybody wants to see. The thing is, you cannot, because of the bad experience you're having, decide not to do social media again. If you don't do social media again, she had indicated she has a lot of followers. She's going to lose all those numbers. So, and the potential numbers could have come on. So, she should be there and be in the conversation with the people. That is the best way.
Right. So, Usua, unfortunately, you can't push the imitators out. They're everywhere. They're like, wheats with wheat, tares with the wheat. But what you can do is to keep talking about your own product and to keep identifying it and saying, this is the original thing. Just keep talking about it. Hopefully, the good will triumph. Yeah.
Otherwise, another thing she can do is, if she's got a patent right on the products, then she can start taking people on, suing them for her rights.
Brilliant.
So if she actually can pick up one person who took her product and coveted it, she can take that person to court and get her rights.
Sue them for everything they have.
Yeah. So
and when people hear about it, they won't do it again. Time check in the studio, 49 minutes past the hour 1. We have a few minutes more on the show. We'd like for you to pick up that phone, give us a call. We want to hear what your experience has been on social media, on Facebook, on Twitter, particularly if you're a business person, but if you're an individual also, let us hear what your experience has been. Numbers to call, 0302-216-541. Today's the final show on social media, so we very much want to hear what you have to say. Otherwise, send us a message on 0244-340-437. That's 0244-340-437. Numbers to call again at 0302-216-541. Chris, earlier on you were talking about the fact that if you're not on social media, you cannot fail on social media. I was just thinking, it sounds very familiar and very similar to the statement that says, what is not an option cannot become a choice. But then again, in your submission, you did correct that, and then you came up to say that if you're not on social media and somebody decides to malign you on social media, that's even worse.
That is it.
That's even worse.
So even though you're not there, you can still suffer the negatives that come out of there. So we are saying from the get-go that, look, once trouble happens, number one, acknowledge the blunder and do so immediately because time is of the essence. Do not censor negative feedback. Apologize and mean it. Be transparent about how you are fixing it. Bring the people along with you so they understand what you are doing about it. Reach out to influential community members, and these are people you already have good relationships with. Don't wait till you are being dragged in the social media mud before you start looking for help. we say don't forget to learn from it, because internet does not forget unless anything quite cataclysmic happens and throws internet out of the window. Everything you do online today is going to be there. Yeah, if I pick your phone from you right now and I can pull out everything you have done over the past 6 months, the videos you have shared, the chats, even if you've deleted all of them from your phone, I can still pull them back. Well, don't be scared. That is just one of those things.
I actually heard that before.
I say, so the next thing to do is share your experience with others, like you're asking our listeners to do now. I mean, people have suffered all kinds of things on social media. They want to share with us, they share with others, blog about it, write about it if you like, do a short documentary about it, put on YouTube, let others learn from it. Don't let a mistake scare you off social media. So that is a direct answer to the lady whose question we're trying to answer earlier. When something negative happens on social media, like in her case, people imitating her product, your own team or stakeholders in the company may overreact and ask you to scale back. They want you to say, no, don't do anything on social media again because people are taking it. Please, that is not the way to go. Don't be scared.
Don't be scared.
A gold mine.
Don't be scared. Before you continue, I've got something from Na in Osu, which also sort of ties into the point you made about dealing with Owusua's problem. Yes. And Owusua, here's Na from Osu for you. She says that copying of products cannot be stopped. What she has to do is to point out the unique features or benefits of her own product. Exactly. She could also purchase the imitation to find out the differences between that and her product and point them out continuously on the same advertisement medium. Finally, she could sue if her product is registered. This is now from Osu. And this is beautiful. I mean, this is
exactly what we've been saying.
Essentially what I'm saying, that somebody's experience or advice can help another person. And that's why you don't have to keep quiet. I've got another 7 or 6 or so minutes of the show. Please pick up that phone, give us a call. Tell us what your experience on social media has been, how you handled any issue at all, you know. Give us a call on 0302-216-541 or send us a WhatsApp on 0244-340437. There was something you said earlier about being careful on what you post. You know, funny story. There's someone who was, you know, he was on social media and then he started to fall asleep. And then of course, he was still, you know, playing social media.
Oh, I know what that is.
And ended up posting pictures. You know, some time ago,
holding your phone
when you get on social media, it says it gives you the option to post some pictures
or not to post. Yeah,
I wonder what that thing was about.
On Facebook,
and then
in
he just hit the button, and all his pictures were on Facebook.
Oh no!
You know, I mean, essentially, what do you have to say about that? Don't be on social media when you are falling asleep. That's number one. But apart from that, what other care can be taken?
So my best bet is to lock the apps on your phone. Don't let the apps open by just a quick touch.
How do you lock the apps on your phone?
You can put passwords on every application on your phone, particularly the social media apps, WhatsApp, Facebook. You can put locks on them.
How do you do that?
Just go into the setting, the app settings. You have the options to lock the apps, and then just put a lock on them so that they are actually operational when you want them to be operational. Not when you mistaken. Some people put their phones in their pocket, and the next moment somebody calls them back and says, "Your phone has been calling me for the past one hour."
Yeah, that happens.
If you lock the phone, it won't call anybody. So lock the phone just to be sure. I mean, I know how it is when people say you have something to hide. That is why you are locking the phone. Of course, you do have something to hide, and there's nothing wrong with having something to hide. Just protect it, because once it goes out there and you did not intend it to go out, trouble. Like the Americans would say, when shit hits the roof, it can be very difficult to take control of. Yes, there's one thing I wanted to say about sharing your experience. Be open to your following and respond in kind. Sometimes because of the kind of hurt people feel from social media failure, they become locked in.
Averse.
They become averse to open conversations. They don't want to engage with their followers anymore. It is not the way to go. Be open, take it in your stride, and do what is right. I'm going to...
Go ahead.
No, just the last thing on all of this.
Yes, please.
So let me just walk us back from number one again. I say, acknowledge the blunder immediately. Don't censor negative feedback. Apologize for real. Be transparent about how you are fixing it. Reach out to influential community members. Don't forget to learn from it. Share your experience with others. Don't let the mistakes scare you off social media. finally, and probably this should have been the first before you even begin anything on social media, make sure your business has a social media policy on which all your employees are trained, especially if you work in an organization that has at least 10 employees. Please train them, get an in-house policy. We tailor in-house policies for every organization that wants it, and that guides you.
Right.
Once you have that, at least you are sure that if accident happens, the impact will be minimized.
Can be controlled.
Yes.
I've got Lukman, who happens probably to be our last caller on the show. Let's talk to Lukman. Good afternoon, Lukman. We've missed you on the show.
Good afternoon. Yeah, good afternoon, Mr.
Good afternoon. You're welcome to the show.
Yeah, good afternoon to your resource person.
Right.
Good
Yeah,
afternoon,
please, will I be wrong if I am a trader and I have certain things that I trade?
Mm-hmm.
Then I'm afraid of putting it on air if customers start visiting me and realize that there are certain things that I don't have. Meanwhile, what I put on air or online, its definition should be with those things. Will that affect my credibility?
Look, man, I can I ask you a question again? It's
what I'm saying is that
yes.
assuming if I'm selling some things, then I put it on the social media.
Yes.
And people start visiting me to find out what I have. And realize that there are certain things that I don't have. Meanwhile, I put it on air,
okay,
online or whatever. Will that affect my credibility?
I mean, it's obvious. Certainly so. It will affect your credibility. If you don't have the thing, why advertise that you have it? So that people come asking and you say you don't have it after all. It happened to me before. Somebody created a project page.
Right.
In the university, it was supposed to be a cafe. I drove there to go visit the cafe.
And it wasn't there.
I find out it's just a project the person was running.
Right. Thank you so much. I think that we could talk about this on and on and on and on, but it's been an exciting 6 weeks talking about social media. We couldn't digest all of it by all means, but we've been able to talk about it. We hope that you've learned something from it. Next week, we're back on your radio. We will put the number out again for Chris so that if you want to reach him for assistance, you will. But next week, we're back on your radio. We will be meeting some real-life business entrepreneurs who have actually used social media and how it has helped their businesses or not. Again, we want you to tune in and listen same time, 1:15, and share your experiences so that we can all become better for it. Like I always say, God bless our homeland, Ghana, and make our nation great and strong. This has been Masterclass right here on your Superstation. Please make a date with us, same time next week. We thank you for listening.